If you're using Google AI Studio, you need to know about these 30 tricks. In the past few weeks, there are new updates coming out, and each and every update is just enhancing Google AI Studio to another level. It became so powerful that you can create images, videos, and use every single Google tool inside this one studio. If you haven't heard about it, I'm going to show you how you can access it. You just simply type AI Studio and just ask simple questions, just as you do with ChatGPT. You can upload images, which makes it super precise and give a better context to the large language model. There are 3 suggested use cases. Then we just select the first one, the Nano Banana. This is an image generation model which is super precise with keeping consistent images. So if you tell him only change the background, it will leave for example the prospect as it is and then just change the background. Let me demonstrate it first. So after selecting the Nano Banana or the Gemini 2.5 Flash model, you just type your prompt, but I highly recommend it to upload a file. After clicking upload a file, you just go into your documents and select the one which you would like. Before this, I made a quick image, which will be the thumbnail image, perhaps, and I want to remove the background, for example. After typing a simple prompt and hit run, around 10 seconds, it will generate the image with keeping the consistency. As you can see, it took Google Gemini 13.6 seconds to generate the background image, which is only me without a background. A really good function is that you can further adjust this image. So if you type a prompt here, it will remember that you are referring to this image and not the original one, and you don't have to copy paste it back. But if you want to open a new chat, I recommend you to double click on it and just copy image, and then you can paste it here with the Command V. What I want you to show is on the sidebar. These are the advanced menus. You open it on the top right, and this whole icons or settings will drop down. What is frequently used is this temperature, which is a number between 0 and 1, and if you set it to 0, it means that it won't be that creative. If you set it to 1, it means that it will be really creative and it will generate the most creative responses. So when you want to keep consistency, I highly recommend it to set it to 0, and then it will stick only to the prompt and the image that you are providing. After that, you can select the aspect ratio. 1:1 is the generic square image for Insta posts, for example. 9:6 is the longer form, so Insta stories. 16:9 is a YouTube video or YouTube thumbnail, for example. And I highly recommend selecting 21:9, which is the panorama mode. It's a really good aspect ratio as well. This is something which was not done, for example, in 1 month ago. You couldn't select the aspect ratio. This was one of the worst thing in Google Nano Banana because it hindered the whole process. So when you selected, for example, an image and you wanted to make a thumbnail, you couldn't really do a whole thumbnail with it because the aspect ratio was weird, or for example it could be a longer form, but now you can just auto select it. And if you want to keep it, just select auto. I will show you the panorama now. You can also select the maximum number of tokens that you would like to spend on it. However, these advanced settings are rarely used. So what I wanted to show you is this temperature and the aspect ratio, which you can configure in the top right here in this menu. Let's try out if it will be the selected ratio and the temperature will be applied now. I will just quickly prompt, put me on a beach, sipping a cocktail. So as you can see, it put me on a beach, sipping a cocktail with my face on it. From behind, I would say, or from the far, I would say it's a really consistent, really good image. However, you can see it's AI, so next time you just generate something like this, I would add photorealistic into it. You can give responses to Google Gemini for the further improvement of the model. Also, you can download it or view in full image. After downloading it, it will put it into your download folders and you can use it freely. However, this watermark will be there. I'm going to show you a quick tip how you can remove that watermark. So when you go to Canva and open a new project, you just copy paste your image and make it so big that it will be out of the frame, the watermark. That's why panorama, so 21 to 9 images are the best, because you can cut off the edges and the main part will be visible. What I would like you to do with this is just download it, select only the first page. If there are multiple pages, you can always select download only the first page, so you can deselect the second one and then set the PDF into another, for example, JPEG format. You can play with the size as well and the quality, and then you can set a maximal size to the image as well. If you are implementing it into a website, it's really important that it should load fast, so I would not do, for example, 6000 times 3000 pixels, because it's a really large image and it will load the website really slow. So after that, coming back to Google AI Studio, this was the quick presentation about Nano Banana. I will go further and showcase one of the best functions I've ever discovered in this Google AI Studio. After hitting the chat icon, you will go back to the home page and you can select images, videos, audio. I will go with the video, and you can use VO 2, which is one of the oldest models. Now VO 3.1 is the newest models, and this is really good model. However, VO2 is only used, for example, to demonstrate a product or something. It's not really consistent with humans, so that's why I would not recommend to use it extensively, because it's not cheap to generate videos. However, this can be a really good showcase as well. You can also generate audio, which I will show when we are developing an app, that it's really human-like, so you would not tell that it's AI generated. And there is another function which is called live, and when you hit here, this is the interface that you are encountering. So you can talk to Gemini. First you need to enable microphones. After enabling microphones, you can talk to Gemini. So this will be our interface, and everything what I say will be transcribed here.
Sounds good.
We just had a response. However, this is not what I wanted to show. After cleaning the conversation, this share screen button, which is really useful for everyone. Basically what you are getting is a personal assistant which sees or makes pictures of your current screen, and based on that he gives you recommendations. So if you want to set something up, for example, you are lost in the setting, or you want to find an option in Canva or Photoshop, you just ask, like, I want to edit this image, make it larger, how do I do that? And he will explain. So after sharing my screen, he will be able to hear me, and as you can see, it popped up here a little icon which is enabling me to see my whole screen. So if I ask a question like, where do I find the build function? So hitting this,
you can see the build function listed in the left-hand navigation menu as the second item down.
As you can see, it's the build function, left hand and second item after chat. So build, and I just hit build and we are here. So this is something which is not only used in the AI Studio, but you can use it outside of it. So if you hit share screen again and you choose your screen, you wait a bit until it's configured, and when this icon or your new screen is popping up, you can go to anywhere, for example here, and just
That's the microphone icon. It lets you start speaking instead of typing a prompt.
So I'm in Canva, I want to do a new design. Can you help me with that? I want to do a 16:9 ratio.
Yes, I can help you with that. First, please click the plus sign in the upper left corner of the screen to start a new design. Then we can set the 16:9 ratio.
How can I set it now? I cannot see this ratio. Can you help me with that?
Click on Eigene Größe, which means custom size, to set the ratio you need.
And now what to do?
Now enter 16 in the field for breite, width, and 9 in the field for Höhe, height. Then click Neues Design erstellen to create a new design with the 16:9 ratio.
It's not enabling me. What's the problem now?
I see. It looks like the units are currently set to Zoll, inches, and the size is too small. Change the units to px, pixels, and then try entering 16 for the width and 9 for the height again. Or you could try a common 16:9 pixel size, like 1920 by 1080.
And you hit that, and now it's perfect. And I want to, for example, upload an image. How can I do that?
To upload an image, click on Uploads on the left-hand side of the screen. Then you can upload your image from your computer. Would you like help with that?
And that's it. He just explained everything. That's why I really like the Google AI Studio, and it's completely free. I have a new assistant basically.
I'm glad I could help. Is there anything else I can assist you with in Canva today?
And as you can see, here we can see the whole transcribed with the videos and everything. I just took videos, how I manage my screen and how basically the whole transcribe is here. I can rewatch it, and after that his responses are also here. So now end stream, and then just clear the conversation. You can do it with talk, with webcam, and share your screen. What I'm usually doing is with webcams. I will demonstrate it really quickly. Is, for example, if you enable this, then you can ask any questions about your day-to-day life. So when you are a tourist, for example, you would like to ask anything about, for example, the different. So if you're encountering a touristic site, you just ask, what's this, and can you explain me more about the story? And you don't even know exactly what it is. He just recognizes the image and then just places it there. So I will have this. Can you explain me more about this? What can it be?
That's a glass bottle with a swing top closure. They're commonly used for beverages like carbonated water, homemade sodas, or even oils or vinegars. The airtight seal is good for keeping things fresh. Is there anything specific you wanted to know about them?
That's it. Thank you. So I don't want to make it super long. However, as you can see, this is a really good function. This is a whole personal assistant. I will make a full video about this as well later on. But in this guide, I will just demonstrate every feature, and you can choose your whatever you want. It's really important that you know about these features and select the right one. So the right tool for the right objective. On the right hand side, you can see that you can select different voices. So for example, this was Zephyr. I don't know how you pronounce it correctly, but you can listen to the other ones as well. I just go with the basic one because it doesn't really matter how it sounds. However, if you generate voices, then it's important. Then I will just go on the bottom with Shadar. This is the most human-like voice according to me. So this is my personal opinion, and actually let's listen to it, how it sounds. So now I want you to explain me a story about discovering America.
The most commonly, yes? Did you have something else you wanted to ask?
So,
or would you like me to continue explaining the story?
As you can see, this is the voice of Shadar. That's what I like. And you can also choose your tokens besides it. So if you want to go low, then it's 66 tokens per image, which is not consuming that much tokens and not burning through your tokens. You can set thinking budget as well, how much you would like. I would leave it as default because that's just working perfectly. There is an effective dialogue which is adapting to your style, and it's really good, and the proactive audio as well. I would toggle this on, the proactive audio, when you are, for example, sitting with someone else and trying to work on something, and the AI model will not respond to the text that you are talking with your friend next to you. It will only respond to the questions that you are asking to the model. This is something which is really important, I would always recommend to toggle it on when you are with someone else, and it's not getting annoying to, for example, interrupting your conversations. This was this talk to Gemini Live kind of functionality, which is one of my favorites, if not the favorite one. But this is really useful when you are trying to solve or trying to find something in your computer. For example, when it was slow to me, I was just asking it, where can I check it, how is it working, what can I quit, and then he analyzed the data, what applications are consuming the most. He helped me with the settings, and I just quit all of the applications running in the background and solved the situation. I also used this when I was setting up Cloud Code, and it was helping me a lot. So he knows everything about the setup of Cloud Code because he has a really big database, and he just solved the whole situation and Cloud Code was set up. That's all about the share screen function. Let's go further with the best function so far is the build. When you hit build, you can build any application. So if you want me to make a video about this, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.